the mind of Darth Twin.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Darth Twin. And check this shit out. I got fucking Pro Taper MX bars on my Harley. That shit's fucking tight, isn't it? Dude, good damn. You know what? I love this bar setup. It's fucking amazing. I actually don't think I've ever liked a bar setup as much as I like this one. It's fucking awesome. And if you guys know my OG shit, you know I've been through quite a few different bar setups with this bike. Some intentionally, some unintentionally. But, like I said, this is my favorite by far. It took a lot of work to do this, actually. It's not easy to do. There's actually only a couple ways to do this. Anybody who's ever dirt biked before, you know that Pro Taper contour bars are 1 1/8 at the bottom and 7/8 at the top. I love that because I'm used to dirt biking and it feels awesome to have a set of dirt bike bars on this Harley. Honestly, I couldn't imagine it having any other way now. And your first question is going to be, why would you want MX bars on a Harley? That's a stupid question. It's fucking awesome. If you've ever ridden with these bars, you know they're the comfiest bars in the world. And I don't know why Harley doesn't make a set or the ability make it easier for you to do this. It is very fucking hard. There's a couple ways you can do it. The first way is you can spend a lot of money and buy some parts from some companies in the States. I believe most of them are in California. There's only a few of them that do this, but they actually make risers for Harleys that are 1 1/8 at the bar clamps. Now, there are other companies that make Pro Taper specific bars for Harley. Actually, Pro Taper makes a Pro Taper bar for Harley. And they make a riser for it too, except for the tallest riser you can get is 4 inches, which is fucking bullshit. Anybody knows that 4 inches can't satisfy this bitch, right? So, I like my shit a little bit higher. So these bars are 8-inch risers. What's up, homie? These bars are 8-inch risers with Pro Taper bars that actually have a 3 to 4 inch rise. They do that because these are actually freestyle style bars. These are the Pastrana FMX freestyle bars. You can't get these anymore around here, so I picked these up from my local power sports store. You can get them pretty much anywhere. They're cheap. They're like 90 to 120 bucks, somewhere around that range. But to get them put on, like I said, is a little bit tricky. Now, what I did, or actually what I should say, rather I should say iRide705 helped me because he's got a machine shop, so he did most of the fabrication on this. So what I did is I took my stock Drag Specialties 8-inch risers and I went to the shop and we used his CNC machine and we made it so that the actual clamps are 1 1/8 so that I could clamp these bars on. But that's not the end of it. What else you have to do is you either have to make shims that fit across this whole handlebar, or sorry, this whole control region, because as you know, Harley bars are actually 1 inch, so, and all the way. So the clamps and the controls are meant to be for 1 inch. Now, in order to put the 7/8 stuff on, you actually have to make a shim that goes underneath everything to raise it up the 1/8 of an inch all the way around. What you can also do is just put dirt bike grips on it, but what you have to do is you have to buy one of these throttle tubes that I've got in here, which actually are made to mate with 7/8 bars to 1 inch Harley controls. Now, there's only 2 companies that I know of in the world that actually make this, and one of them is Hardcase Performance in California, I believe, and the other one is Forbidden Motorcycles in California. Now, Hardcase Performance makes a plastic one, high density plastic or something like that, but I went with the Forbidden Motorcycles one. It's a little bit more expensive, but it was still worth it because it's aluminum and it's machined out of one solid piece of aluminum to work with your Harley controls, and it's working like butter. It's fucking awesome. I love it. And I love it because you get to maintain the 7/8 control, which is beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. It makes it so much better. I've always thought about how awesome it would be to have dirt bike bars on a Harley with the 7/8 grips, and it feels just as good as I thought it would. I went on a long trip yesterday. We're gonna have some footage coming out. iRide705 and we have some footage from going to Manitoulin Island and venturing around. And I went all day and night with these bad boys, and it was actually more comfortable than any bar setup, any grip setup I've ever used. What I did have to do was get the shims for my controls so that I could get my controls mounted. And then you kind of have to do a little bit of grinding work in the bottom to get your wires to be able to fit. You can go internal. I probably will go internal once I get an upgrade kit for all my wires and my cables. But what I did is I kind of just, believe it or not, these are all stock cables. It barely worked. I had to shimmy it in there somehow, but It barely worked. It barely worked. But I got it on, it's working, and it feels incredible. It's honestly the bee's knees. I got this fucking crash pad here too, because, you know, y'all know how I like to be stunting, and I like to kill myself all the time. Anyways, I got the point of view camera and the third person camera going on today, and as you can see, I'm rocking my new helmet. I did a little review on this helmet. I'm going to release it a little bit later because I want to do a little bit of riding with it before I actually give it a solid review. I did some riding with it already, and actually, so far I gotta say, I'll give you a little teaser, I don't mind it. It's actually pretty good, especially for the price. But I got a full review coming out on this helmet, so you'll be able to see me unbox it and give you a little bit of specs and facts on this helmet, and then let you know what I had as a personal riding experience with it. I can tell you one thing, what you can notice right now, it looks dope as fuck. Hell yeah! I also did a couple little tiny paint jobs to the bike. I painted my switches. It didn't work out so well because I used a set of fluorescent paint that didn't mix well with the clear coat, and it came out really yellow compared to my Darth V-Twin green. But I also did, I don't know if you can see it from this camera angle, but I also did my little V-Twin logo, Darth V-Twin logo on my horn. Slowly but surely I am getting this shit blacker and blacker and blacker, and a little bit of green, because a little bit of green makes everything real nice. Yeah, so I picked up my bike from the garage. I'm gonna bring it home because it's supposed to be really nice for the next couple of days. It's so beautiful today. There's so many bikes out. I felt so shitty not out riding, so I went and picked this beautiful bitch up, and you're gonna see me waving all day long because there's so many fucking people out here today. It is awesome. I'm having a great fucking time. So as I mentioned, I ride 705 and I toured the island. We did a couple of small little quick vlogs and then a couple of long vlogs, and we had a lot of fun. He's got a nice huge boat up there and a couple of friends who got even bigger boats, and it was fucking grand old opera time. I stayed the night on the boat, and I did not know this would happen. He said it would happen, but I did not know this was gonna happen as bad as it did. But I got sea legs, and what that meant is I got used to standing on the boat, and because I slept on the boat, I guess, my body had readjusted to being on a boat. And what happened is the next day, I was on my bike all day. When I finally got off my bike, I was at a trailer at my dad's camp. And as I'm standing there in his trailer, things start to fucking move. Everything fucking was like swaying and shit, and I couldn't I felt like I was getting real dizzy. I was like, oh shit, I'm about to pass out, son. But what had happened is, I guess I hadn't had time to adjust back to being on land. And because my dad's trailer feels, I guess, a lot like a boat too, it made it even worse. And it was just, it was the craziest feeling in the world. Went to sleep that night, I felt like I was gonna fucking rock right off this goddamn bunk I was sleeping in, but nevertheless, I still enjoyed it. It was fun. I'm sure the more you do it, the easier it gets, but that was a pretty funny sensation. I've never had that shit before. Well, that's probably going to cut it for today. Fam, this your boy, Darth V-Twin, out.
Step into the light.